Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is a Black Manga Critic here, and we are live for a reaction to My Hero Academia. All right, chapter 247. Again, really trying to make sure that like I get certain streams out before the next chapters come out, so I don't have a ridiculous backlog. You know what I mean? Like I like look reacting to like 10+ chapters is like it's all well and good, and it's like fun in the moment, but it's also like taxing on your voice. Like it just is. And then like when you're busy, you're just like, oh, okay, I gotta figure out which time makes sense. You know what I mean? It's just like it's just a lot of stuff that you don't want to have to do. Um, so I just want to stay caught up. I just want to stay caught up with like My Hero, uh, Haikyuu, and Promised Neverland. So I'm gonna do this stream, and then I'm gonna see if I can do the Promised Neverland as well. I'll see. I'll see. All right. I still gotta react to Vinland Saga and Basada. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna definitely do that this week. Most likely that'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. I'll react to those two. I think that's that's the goal. All right. So let's do it. Let's do it. What's up, Magnum? What's up, H Magnum? What's good? All right. Let's go. Oh, also, there is going to be a Hunter x Hunter combo. I want to say it's like a sort of ranking stream, but I think it's also just going to be like a Hunter x Hunter conversation, like sort of stream, like discussion stream. That's going to be on Thursday on Roger Base's channel at 4 p.m. Pacific time, so that's 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to be there. Brago, I think King of Lightning as well, and Nuxtaku. I don't really follow him at all, but he's gonna be there. So come through, check it out. Should be a really great convo. Rogers should be caught up with the manga at that point. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. All right, so My Hero time. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. This chapter should be really good. I'm looking forward to it. Shotty, my guy, what's up? What's up? Let's get into it, yo. Chapter 247. Okay. Number 247 is entitled Status Report. Okay. And we see Ray over here. She's just kind of staring off in space, thinking, very pensive. Okay. I'll be supervising you boys myself. But before we start, you two got to tell me about yourselves. I don't know much about you. Doom. I like how it's just very like it's like a very like One Piece thing that Horikoshi has just done, like a doom. Okay. The sign says Forge, of course, fire, Forge, and okay. What are you working on now? Tell me what you want to achieve. I want control over my power, and to have freedom of movement even while at max performance. You've got super strength that wrecks your own body, right? Yes. Oh, he's thinking. Thinking about when he fought Todoroki, I guess. I discovered a method to manage it without hurting myself. The growth. But I've reached the point where, how do I put this? I've got like a secondary power where it manifests in a different form. Show me. And it comes out very small. Which is like, again, we already knew Horikoshi was going to do that. By really focusing, I can just manage this much. But that's all I can handle for now. If I let any more out, I lose control. You said max performance. What's that mean for this ability? Well, the true form of this one is more like a whip. I want to turn it from a liability into a real weapon. I think I can apply some concepts from my other new move, Air Force. Oh, I should explain that one. Yo, it's almost like Horikoshi is taking things from other manga. Like, he took the Doom from like One Piece, and then he took the like the massive like just info dump from Hunter x Hunter, which I love. Like when it's implemented like well, like by Tagashi, it's like great and it's dope because it's like, oh, this is a person who thinks they have a Nen ability, and their Nen ability includes sort of a dictates that they think a lot about whether they should use that ability or not, and all those types of things. But this is just funny. It's a long-range attack that strikes with air blast, but it demands more power output than my body's currently capable of handling. If we assume my base limit is 10 to 15%, then I'd say that Air Force requires about 20%. So I have to go into the danger zone a little. Operating at 20% doesn't actually damage my body, but it's painful enough to limit my movement. To that point, I've trained to boost my power for an instant before bringing it right back down. If I could apply that concept to Black Whip, then at least in theory, I'd actually be able to use it in battle. But to start with, making those precise modulations to power output while moving around is already pretty tough. And adding a whole other element to that would be more than my brain can handle. Despite my efforts, I haven't had much luck training to run those parallel processes while also moving my body in any real way. Bruh, that was a mouthful. Like, wow. I love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right. And Endeavor's just like, okay. And then in one of Endeavor's sidekicks are like, it's too long. I'm lost. He's analyzing himself, I guess. Yeah. Shut up. Bakugo's just like, I don't ever want to hear Deku speak ever. So you're hoping to make that tricky balancing act feel like second nature. Come on, son. Endeavor's listening. He's listening. He understood. He ain't number one for nothing. Okay. In terms of pure power, his quirk's comparable to All Might's. And he closes his eyes, then opens his eyes. You've suffered due to your quirk. So, you're one of us. That's interesting. That's an interesting choice of words. Next up is you. Who's us? You heard. Unlike him, I came here to figure out what I can't do. Ooh, the shade. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, big talk, little man. Graham, why are you even here? I'm on standby. I'm serious, damn it. My explosion can pull off anything I wanted to. I've only got that one quirk, but it's totally the strongest. Oh my goodness. Bakugo, the ego of it all. It's just ridiculous. But then I learned that a strong quirk's not enough to make me the strongest guy around. These are facts, sir. We're taking this 4-0. No casualties. Oh, this is the flashback to the training with 1A versus 1B. The strong don't settle for anything less. Yeah, I remember that. That was cool. I like that. To surpass number 1, I came to find out what I'm missing. This kid. I see. Sure. He just gave him a sure. Let's get to it. And me, Todoroki's like, you forgot about me, sir? I am your son. Like, I'm your son. What are you doing? Okay. You're here to master Flash Fire, Shoto. He just like yelled it at him. This guy's wilding. Endeavor, you stop. All the quirk training you beat into me as a kid, I've put it into practice with my right side. Thinking back, it's no wonder since I couldn't escape my own hatred of you. Ooh. Then I got into UA. Competing alongside these two and everyone else really opened my eyes. Endeavor. Man just calls him Endeavor. Endeavor. That's like if you call your dad Tom. It's like, what's up, Tom? Like, ooh. You remember when remember that Fresh Prince episode where Will's father came through, and we already knew he was a deadbeat dad, right? We already understood this. And then when he did the deadbeat dad thing again, and your soul and like your heart was ripped out of your chest while watching it, Will was like, "All right, see you around, Lou." I was like, "Ooh, the shots fired, the shots." All right. Ooh, After everything, Endeavor, after everything, I'm going to do exactly what you always wanted. That may be good enough while you're a school kid. Okay, so this is a flashback. That may be good enough while you're a school kid, but you'll reach your limit soon enough. And this is during the the school festival battle. Work at my side until after you graduate. I will guide you down the path to supremacy. And you get out of here. But please understand, the man I admire is the one Mom and I watched on the TV back then. Ooh! Endeavor, after everything, I'm gonna do exactly what you always wanted. But please understand, don't get it twisted. The man I admire is the one Mom and I watched on the TV back then. Ooh! Ooh! As a fledgling hero, in order to become a man worthy of the title, I came here of my own free will. I'm here to use you for my own reasons. Sorry this isn't going to how you want, number one. So let's stop that father-son crap in front of my friends. Ooh! 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 That had to hurt. I was oh, got him. Ooh. As a hero, or another Endeavor's thinking. He's thinking he got to process this. He got hit with like a jet Gatling gun just now. That was rough. That was rough. Ooh, he deserves it, but it's rough. As a hero, this Endeavor guy is pretty darn amazing. So he's thinking about this stuff. But I'm not ready to forgive you for abusing Mom. What sort of dad are you going to be? That's what I want to find out. Yo, everybody's just like, yo, Todoroki, Shoto! Let's go. Say it with your chest, sir. Okay. Since he was willing to come here, I thought the boy's heart was open and ready to accept me. What a fool I was. I had it all wrong. Yes, you did, sir. Better talk about it, Shoto. Talk about it. Talk about it. Let's go. Okay, let's keep it moving. Right. I'll be watching over you three as a hero. Rescue, evacuation, battle. People come to heroes for those three basic things. Normally, when a hero sets up an agency, he decides whether to emphasize rescue or battle, one or the other. My agency isn't picky. We tackle all three. You gotta know your home turf like the back of your hand so that you pick up on the smallest disturbance. You gotta get to the scene faster than anyone. Keep damage to a minimum. And if civilians get close, blast some heat to make them back off. That's your starting point. Keep all that in mind while acting at top speed and make those processes your MO. Parallel processes, basically. He took in everything that everybody said and was like, here's what you gonna do. Here's what you gonna do. It's like, dude, Endeavor, at the very least, make yourself useful to the children. All right? At the very least, make yourself useful to the children. All right? Okay. Think about what you're building up as you go. At UA, it's effort. And here, it's experience. You need a mountain's worth. So your job here is to conquer that experience barrier. This winter, show me that you can, just once, beat a villain faster than me. Oh, I like it. My Hero chapter 247 end. Look, I'm gonna admit, I really like this chapter. I think I don't know how people feel about this chapter, but I really like this chapter. I really liked it. I like this chapter more than the last chapter. The last chapter was great. It was great, but I enjoyed this chapter more, probably because it just like I just like seeing Shoto just like tell like dude off. He's just like no. Don't get it twisted, sir. Don't get it twisted, sir. All right, don't get it twisted, NG. All right, don't get twisted. Like he told this man, he's like, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. You thought you were there, but you are not. All right, I love it. Hit him. And then hit him with the All Might's my hero. Ooh! He just kept coming at him. Oh. Glorious sight. So this chapter was really good. I liked it a lot. One, because of that. That's probably my favorite part of the chapter. Because I think, again, it's really important that Horikoshi just kind of like keeps pushing that. Endeavor is clearly a guy who is trying to get it, but is like constantly tripping up while he's trying to get it. And it's just like, you ain't getting no sympathy from me, sir. You ain't getting no sympathy from me, sir. Y'all already know how I feel about Endeavor. All right? I understand where people sort of talking about how as a sort of character, how he's sort of been constructed, people like that construction. That I get. I'm not gonna get on folks about that. I don't like him. That's how I feel about it. All right. And again, it's just great. Horikoshi just keeping his foot on that gas pedal. He's just like, I'm gonna keep pushing that. This takes time. It takes time. All right. Dealing with trauma and their relationship and the sort of repairing of that relationship going forward and Endeavor's rehabilitation and all of that. So I appreciate what Horikoshi's doing there. All right. And again, Shoto shut him down. All right. Because Endeavor was doing a little too much. So that was great. I love that. I also love that at the very least, Endeavor is going to be like, I think we already understood this, but what I like is that Endeavor is going to be useful for these three. Right? It's like if anyone is going to train Bakugo, Deku, and Todoroki, right? It's going to be the number one hero. It gotta be, because it just makes sense in terms of like the connection, like their connection, right? Like Shoto's connection to his father, obviously. Bakugo's need to sort of like surpass the number one hero, so it makes sense that he would work with the number one hero, kind of like Zoro, like working with Mihawk, right, to surpass him. And Deku is going to do that one because like All Might is still mentoring him. Like he's got multiple mentors, right? Like All Might is still mentoring him, but it doesn't mean that he can't be mentored by other people. So I'm glad that he's got like the former number one hero working with him, like continuously, pretty consistently, right? At the moment, because he has more time and that sort of thing. But in All Might, right? But that now he's got the new number one hero working with him, and he's gonna give him so much experience. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great for these three. So I really like that, and I love that Endeavor was listening, because Endeavor, you gotta listen. You gotta work on those skills. You gotta work on those listening skills with your family. All right? Gotta keep that stuff in mind. You better work. All right? So Endeavor's gotta keep it moving. He's gotta keep those ears open. All right? And I also really love, I just love that like he took all three of their statements into consideration as he told them what it was that he definitively wanted them to do, right? Like he wasn't just like, oh, all heroes should do this thing. It was more like, oh, because I heard what all three of them said, right? Because I heard that Deku's thinking about like sort of like balancing things like at the same time, right? In terms of like thinking and his power output, right? Shoto wanted to master sort of like different, he does want to sort of master Flash Orb, but he also wants to master like other abilities and that sort of thing, and learn a bit more about what it means to be the number one hero, and what comes with that. And Bakugo just wanted to sort of see with his own eyes, is like, what are the things that I can't do? I know the things that I can do. I know that like my ability is great and it's flexible and that sort of thing. But it's like, what haven't I thought of yet? Right? Especially because Endeavor's ability, like if there are things that Endeavor can kind of do with his ability in certain ways, there are things that Bakugo can definitely do with his ability. So he can sort of push that in that sense. So it's just great for all three of them. And again, Endeavor's just sort of telling them like, look, these are things that you need to do. Like all the things that you were mentioning, these are things that you should keep in mind, not only for yourselves and for getting better with your abilities, but it's an extension of sort of like becoming a better hero. Like when if you want to be better using your ability, you should take those thoughts and put that sort of same energy and put the same sort of applications into hero work. So I really appreciate that. Like, there's a big sort of focus on like hero work and what that entails and what you have to do to sort of be a great hero. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. I want to see them in action, saving folks. And I'm gonna get to my next point in a little bit. But what I wanted to say is like, this is the type of thing that I think this is why again, Gentle was such an important introduction, all right, or introduction. It's such an important villain in My Hero, because, and I've said this in the past, and I've said this in other sort of like platforms and everything like that, but it's because not every villain's gonna be all for one. Not every villain's gonna be this larger than life Shigaraki, all for one, even Adabi, right? Like these folks, like not every villain's gonna be Nomu. They're not all gonna be like that. Some of them are gonna be gentles. They're just gonna be folks, you know, trying to snatch a purse or steal some money from a grocery store or something like. You know what I mean? They're not gonna be like super larger than life sort of villains, right? But they will be villains that they like that Class 1A should be able to handle. So Gentle was extremely important for that, because it was like, oh, okay, Deku's not only going to have to face larger than life, you know, sort of like straightforward kind of villains who were just like destruction, world domination, that sort of thing, right? It's more like, okay, you got to be able to deal with the Gentles, and you got to be able to deal with them on your own, and you got to be able to deal with them quickly. All right. So again, Gentle was a great showcase of Deku using his abilities, trying to figure those things out, while also grappling with the fact that Gentle was not a hero, was not a villain, a la All for One or Shigaraki or whomever, right? Who just it was very clear in terms of like what he had to do to defeat those, what he has to do to defeat those folks. But Gentle was harder because he was a person and he had a past, and that made things particularly complicated for Deku. And he had to sort of reevaluate how he viewed villains and how he viewed himself as a hero, and what sort of hero work he needed to do in that particular moment. So now I'm gonna get to the other stuff, and this is something like this. So for me, Horikoshi has to. I don't want to see no time skip. I don't want to see no time skip for months or nothing like that. I want to see it all go through. Now, I understand if Horikoshi sort of like, okay, I don't want to push myself necessarily. I don't want to do certain things, right? Overtax myself, that sort of thing. I understand that, right? I get it. I also think that, look, Horikoshi has to give shine to 1A at the very least. At the very least, he has to give shine to Class 1A. All them folks. All right, he's got to give us some stuff, and he's got to do it now, not 50 chapters from now, 100 chapters from now, nothing like that. 2 years from now, he's got to do it now. This is like, he's got to give him some shine. He's got to do it pretty quickly, right? So it's not right, and he gave 1A some shine in terms of the training, and that was great, and I appreciated that, and I like that, because it showcased like, yo, 1A is great, and the folks in 1B, and he did that there, and that was cool. But that is very different from fighting villains, being in the field, getting that experience. I don't want to see, us go skip, and then we see Uraraka doing something, Ochiko doing something, and then we get like a quick flashback, and then we go back to the battle, and then the battle is not that good. I don't want to see that. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in seeing the growth as we're reading the chapters at this moment in time, right? We don't have to focus on Shoto and Bakugo and Deku the whole time, and I don't think that we will. But I want to see some good quality time for these other folks. I'm like, the Invisible Girl, it's like, look, I get it, she's invisible, it's kind of a joke, so maybe we don't see her often because she's invisible, ha 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 ha, right? But it's like, nah, Horikoshi's got to do something with her. Again, I don't know her name. I keep forgetting her name. Why? Because she's never here, or she's there but she don't do nothing. Right? So it's just like stuff like that is really, and or if she does do something, it's not particularly like, it's not nearly as monumental or impactful as the other stuff that the folks in Class 1A and even Class 1B do. So I think for me, that's really, really, really important. It's very important that I see that. It's very important that I see that, especially for the women in Class 1A and 1B. I gotta see. I gotta see it. Because if I don't, then I really have to like sort of reevaluate. I've already sort of done that, but I think like even more so if I don't see it here and I don't see that sort of experience and I don't see Ochago, Momo, Suyu, Mina, you know what I mean? If I don't see those folks in the field, I gotta reevaluate some things. I gotta be like, yo, Horikoshi, what's going on? What's really good? What do you be doing? So that very important to me. If I don't see that, we got a problem, right? We have a legitimate problem. So right, and other folks, Medio. I want to see what's going on with that, right? We saw Eddie, right, Shadi. We saw Eddie with her horn that was starting to become active again, or it was getting to a place where it was going to become active again. And again, Horikoshi sort of like purposely so. I'm pretty sure, right? Set her panel and to showcase that, and Mirio's panel, sort of looking up and looking hopeful. He juxtaposed those panels because right, it was like, hey, we know something's coming. We know something's coming. All right, we gotta see Mirio back in action. My guy Naya, he always says we're gonna call it Mirio. My Mirio Academia, right? He's just like because he loves Mirio. So it's like folks really love Mirio out here. Mirio Togata is that dude. So folks really want to see Mirio back. All right, Nejide, like we gotta see Nejide. Come on. Come on, we gotta see these folks do their thing. Nejide is part of the big three for that, and then we didn't get to see much for her. Like, that's kind of not good. That's not good. All right, you don't need no Sakuras. All right, even though I don't mind Sakura necessarily, as a sort of character in terms of like whether I like her or not. It's the sort of treatment of Sakura, right? That by Kishimoto, like that was just straight garbage sauce. So right when after a certain point, right? So I don't want to see none of that. All right, we gotta give these kids the time to shine. All right. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be spoiling that when that happens because we know it's going to happen. Again, it is a shonen manga, so there are things that it is a Weekly Shonen Jump battle shonen sort of manga. So we know that there are going to be things that can happen, and we are sort of like right, and as readers, we can kind of deal with it in a sort of sense, or author or manga feel like there are things that we can deal with and things that we cannot deal with, right? Long term. So Mirio, right? So Mirio getting back, not getting back his abilities would be like it would be devastating. Like I think folks would like legit riot. They'd be like, "Yo, what's going on, Horikoshi? Like, what's up? What's good?" So I'm really looking forward to that. Right, but like we know, right? So we know, like within this space, like within this manga, Mirio will get his powers back eventually, and it's gonna be glorious and it's gonna be hype. It's gonna be probably the top 5 most hype things in My Hero, right? Like whatever the top 5 is for folks, like one of those things is gonna be displaced for Mirio getting his quirk back. Period. Sorry, just it is what it is. All right, no discussion. So really looking forward to that. Give me one sec. I'll be right back. Give me a sec, yeah. I just gotta make a call. Sorry. All right, I'm muting my mic. Sorry about that. But yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much what I got to sort of say about this chapter. I think again, it's a great sort of like it's a great chapter, right? I was about to say like it's a great setup chapter, but like then I thought about Naya and what he said about setup chapters, how I agree with that, and how I also feel that way about it, where I'm just like, nah, like, you know, in terms of ratings and stuff like that. But this is a great chapter. I really liked it. Again, we're expecting a lot from Horikoshi at this moment. We get to do that. We get to expect certain things at this point, right? 247 chapters. We get to expect certain characters sort of getting their shine at a certain point. This is the perfect time, Horikoshi. This is the perfect time. All right, so we got to see that. All right, I'm gonna get out of here because it's 31 minutes in, and I do want to react to The Promised Neverland at a certain point. So I'm gonna do that, and yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm definitely gonna do that today. Tonight. All right. So look out for that. And yeah. All right. All right. Take care, L. I'm the Black Manga Critic. All right. Shout out to Shadi for coming through. Shout out to Magna for coming through. All right. And anybody else that's watching, shout out to y'all for coming through. All right. Again, I really enjoyed this chapter. You know me, I don't rate chapters or anything like that anymore. Because it's just not useful for me. But if folks want to rate chapters and do all that stuff, that's fine. You'll do your thing. All right. And again, look out for a Hunter x Hunter discussion stream. We're going to be rating arcs, but I think it's also going to be a discussion stream as well. So look out for that, featuring me, BMC, Brago, Roger, of course, Roger's Base, of course, Nuxtaku, and King of Lightning. There might be other folks too. I'm gonna see about that. But look out for that. Look out for that. All right. And it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific time. All right. So look out for that. Pretty sure Roger will set up like a event for that, on his channel. It's gonna be dope. I'm gonna get out of class a little bit early for that, so you already know what it is. All right. I'm gonna talk to my professor. It's great person, and we all good. All right. So thank y'all for coming through. I gotta get out of here. All right. I'm the Black Manga Critic, and I am